Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I did. Now, other than Mumra busting out and doing his little chant and going from frail and withered to buff and dangerous, that's my favorite part. When the Thunder Tank comes up out the ground and Panthro's coming out smiling, and that's what we talking about today. We talking about my man Panthro. Panthro is a member of the Thundercats, and I will be doing an action figuring today on the Super 7 Panthro 7-inch action figure and all the wonderful accessories it comes with. It goes for a pretty penny too. I got lucky, man, because I got it out of box. And I got all the accessories that go along with it. And without the box, I guess that drives the value of the figure down $100. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna talk about Panthro. We're gonna look at this action figure. We're gonna look at the accessories that come with it, and hopefully we get done at a reasonable amount of time. I won't keep you tied up too long. Product placement. Anywho, before we get off into that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share to Be Real with D-Real page so that when the material comes out, you get it. If you're digging with a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket, comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real. His a Panthro. Let's get to it. Okay, Panthro. This is an image of the figure we're going to be figuring today. Now, for those of you that don't know or was not watching cartoons in 1986, there was a cartoon that came out in 1985, September of 1985 to be exact, called Thundercats. And it involved a group of alien anthropoid cat people who went on different adventures and dealt with different kind of things every week. And back in the 80s, there was always a lesson to be taught. They did it in He-Man, they did it in G.I. Joe, and they did it in She-Ra, also did it in Thundercats. At the end of the episode, there was always a lesson for either the character or the watcher or both. Well, when I say watcher, the viewer. Either the viewer or a specific character, a lesson that they learned in that particular episode. Anyway, Panthro is depicted as the strongest of the Thundercats. He usually is the person who embodies physical strength. Okay, even in both versions, in the 1985 version or as well as the 2011 version. As a matter of fact, in the 2011 version, Panthro was a little bit bigger, and he was voiced by a very big voice, Kevin Michael Richardson. So, yeah, we get the impression that Panthro is a pretty buff guy. And as you can see in the image, he wields a set of nunchaku who were given to him by his mentor, Jaga. And he's also counsel to young Lion-O, who is the leader of the Thundercats, and he is also a very adept mechanic. But he also plays that elder statesman. And in the 1985 version, Panthro was voiced by Earl Hyman. For those of you that don't know who Earl Hyman is, Earl Hyman played Heathcliff Huxtable, Bill Cosby's dad, on The Cosby Show. So there you go. That's enough history. Let's get into what we need to get into. Put this here. Action figure. Look at that. That is your Panthro. Look at it. It is, he looks pretty buff, don't he? You know, he's making that face. Pretty posable. That harness looks like it might come loose. off of there, but I'm not going to fool with all of that. As you can see, Panthro has a pretty fair amount of articulation in that leg area, that ankle area. That's crucial for putting him in poses where he's throwing those fancy kung fu kicks, and kind of like how he did in the opening in that little intro I showed y'all where he crouched and did the little kick there. I've always been pretty cool with Panthro. Panthro's always been the fact that Panthro in both iterations, I don't count that Thundercat roar. So don't even come at me with Thundercat roar. Whenever you do that Teen Titans Go, when you give a show that treatment, okay, Teen Titans, that worked for them, but that don't work for Thundercats, as you can see. Panthro has quite a few accessories that come with this figure. In fact, that is the backup head on Panthro. Okay. I will get the standard head on here in a second, and as well as show you a couple of right off the bat. The only issue I got with this is I feel like for the nunchaku, that chain is too long. Is that chain too long to y'all? Does that look like too long of a chain? I feel like I could probably take this and doctor it, break off a little piece of it, and make it a little tighter, because when you try to do a pose, because the Mezco, which is what I thought I was getting, the Mezco Panthro action figure has a shorter chain, so it's a lot easier to tuck. I don't know if you've ever worked nunchaku, and after you work them and whoop, 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 and wham, tuck it right there and put it in that pose. This long chain keeps that pose from looking as good as it could look. I feel like if it was a shorter chain, that pose, might be a little cooler. But nonetheless, you see how tightly he's holding that nunchuck. I've spent him around and done all of this, and it ain't came out of his hands yet. I like that. That's a good, strong grip for an action figure. So yay, good looking on y'all, Super 7. And this figure is very reminiscent of Mattel figures. For those of y'all who are wondering, it has the same kind of articulation and posability as a Mattel figure. Not as stiff as one might think it would be. But let's get to these accessories. The main accessory, the one that I was like, oh, how quaint. This is my favorite one right here. Look here. Y'all like, what you talking about? What you talking about, D? What you talking about, D? This right here. I just took the liberty of putting the hand on there because it does a little thing like this right here. I will take the nunchaku out of Panthro's hand and remove this hand like so. Put this hand on. Where is the rest of his nunchaku? Voila. Looky here. What we got going? He's got a little Thor thing going on that he can do. Is that right? Is that right? I'll let your boy show me what that look like, D. Show me what that look like, D. Okay, I will, dang, if you give me a couple seconds to stick this thing on. That looks like that. Almost looks like a helicopter. That almost looks like a helicopter. But I mean, same kind of thing going on as with I believe it's the Ragnarok Thor figure that has a similar kind of spin thing going on. So you could put it in sort of a spin type situation where wow, but then you'd have to change. Okay. Maybe he could do a penguin type thing and fly away. No, there you go. That's that spin effect. You're in battle, ting, 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 ting. You're deflecting things, ting, 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 ting. That kind of a thing. So, yeah. What else we got going on? with Brother Panthro. Let me put that on. Let's put that hand back on. Get my man back where he's supposed to be at. Bam. Okay, I told y'all I was gonna flip the head. You see, that's the angry. I'm gonna go off on you kind of head. But then he's also got this. Let me just be normal old. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't saying nothing crazy. I ain't doing nothing crazy. And if you remember, if you was a fan of Thundercat, Panthro was always the humorous one, always the laughy joke one. You know, could laugh some stuff off. Didn't take things too seriously. Other than hands, okay, we got a couple different hand sets for him. If you look real careful, of course, we got that one. That's that left hand that's holding the nunchaku where it spins. There's another left hand for, I assume that's just gripping and grabbing or looking kind of claws, maybe like when he's spinning to do something like that. That's probably what I would use that hand for. Then you got the two right hands, similar functions. And then, of course, you saw the I'm pissed off Panthro head. Okay. And then the rest of his accessories, strangely enough, are tools. Because as we remember, you read it, Panthro's a mechanic. He works on the tank, right? Okay, and I'm going to assume that's kind of like a little soldering gun that he's got to work on the Thunder tank. That in there like that. And then I like this really cool set of goggles he's got to work, and they fit perfectly too, man. I like that. That's almost kind of a cool thing to do. That almost kind of look gay, huh? That's a look all by itself, right? We can make gangstered out goggle wearing Panthro. Nah. Panthro doesn't want to do that. Panthro just wants to be a mechanic and fix things. He's also got, I don't know if you can see that, this little Panther communicator right there. If you look at that, you can see that pretty good. Had that in hand. Try to keep up and communicate with his fellow Thunderians. You know, Panthro the Lion-O, you and Tiger need to stop trying to catch Cheetara and run a train on her. Oops, did I say that out loud? Come on now, 1985. Y'all know y'all was crushing on Cheetara. Stop it. Quit playing. And then again, more equipment. Even got him. I told you, man, he's the mechanic. So he's got tools. And then I'm going to assume that's the key to his heart or the key to the Thunder tank. that's all I can figure out for my man Panthro. But overall, I like that figure. I like that figure a whole bunch. And I got it for a player's price, just so y'all know. What do y'all think about the fully posable Super 7.7-inch Panthro? Drop it in the comments. And as always, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Y'all be good. Y'all be good. And Thundercats. Oh, you know what? I have a Lion-O sword too, but I'm not gonna pull that out right now. I'll holler at y'all in a minute. Y'all be good. Be good to each other.